turning thoughts to things. Is it possible? That's exactly what we're talking about today on Mindful Manifesting. You're listening to Ariana Rollins. Before we dive in, if you would like to jumpstart your manifesting momentum with a quick 10-minute reset, you can get that at mindfulachiever.com completely for free. So I have really loved that phrase, turning thoughts into things, or from intention to reality. That's another phrase that I coined a while ago, and I've done seminars on that, from intention to reality. And I believe it's because that phrase reminds us, especially turning thoughts to things, it reminds us that our thinking is a powerful way to bring into the world what we want. Now, from intention to reality, another phrase that I love is that we have ideas, we have wishes, we have desires. We may even have written them down. We might have clear intentions. We might have clear objectives and goals. And we all want them to turn into reality, don't we? In fact, as you're listening to this, if you would like access to that replay from intention to reality, I'd love to share it with you. It's really good. It was a really fun one to do. I think it's like a little over an hour, and you can watch that at your own leisure. So from intention to reality, no one would ever set out to work on a goal, an objective, an intention with the idea that it's not going to work out. Or would they? If it's a big thing, we've talked about it before, that if we have something really meaningful, we might have a little doubt that it's going to happen. Now, from intention to reality, from thoughts to things, what do you think that little hint of doubt, what do you think its impact is? Gosh, I wish we could have a conversation. Be really good. But I'd really like you to think, what could that impact be? Do you think the doubt is a thought? Is it just a fleeting thought? Is it a thought that you have regularly? Is it a wonder if you're even going to be able to pull this off? Or that sometimes you could have a doubt of, what if I get my goal and I'm not sure I want it? So it's really, I would say, there's level of doubts, right? There's levels of doubting. Doubting is, I really want this. Not sure it's going to happen. Or, I've tried so hard so many times. I seriously doubt this is going to happen. So what do you do with that? How can we train ourselves to literally be able to turn thoughts to things? I like starting with the ideas of what we want, desires and intentions, and start a little bit on the easier side. Difficulty level 1 to 3, maybe 5. Okay. You can see it happening. You can feel it in your body. You don't have any angst. You don't have any that's not going to happen. That's pie in the sky. You feel it. It's just almost, this is good. It's almost like writing your to-do list down for the day. I still do it. I really like a little to-do list. And I put a little square box at the beginning of my list for each item, and I tick it off. And it's so satisfying. I think I get a dopamine hit every time I do that. So if you were to write a to-do list down, yes, you might not get it complete today. There's a few things that I've not completed today, but the day's not done. I might push it into next day. That's fine. Or I set a week-long to-do list. Sometimes I'll do that. That gives me some grace in case I've had a fuller client load day and I just don't have the capacity right now, but I'll get it done by the end of the week, whatever it is, by Saturday. And it feels good. It feels good to tick those things off. Now, when I write it down on my to-do list, I don't have nervousness or doubt that it's possible for me to do it. Yeah, maybe I don't have the energy, or the capacity that day, but it doesn't mean it's not going to get done. I really want you to hear that. It doesn't mean it's not going to get done. I will do it. It's a matter of timing, which is why I love the phrase in right timing and right action, because it means I'm coming from an aligned place, right action. I'm not pushing, I'm not forcing, and the timing is that gentle nudge. This is a great day to do this, Ariana. You've got the space, capacity, and a part of me feels it'll be extra special successful if I do it this day. I get just this intuitive hit. Sometimes I'll put something off because the timing's not right. I can feel it. So if we think about our desires, our wishes, our intentions, our list of manifestings, desires, weird word, as almost like a to-do list, what if we could take that to-do list and hand it over? Whew, wouldn't that be cool? That's exactly what we do. That's exactly what I'm talking about when I say alignment and handing over the doing to your unconscious mind. If you're brand new listening to me in the podcast, welcome. If you've heard me before, you'll know I talk about that a lot. So our conscious mind, if we think about it, is the director. It's the ship's captain. And it is choosing what we want to do, accomplish, achieve, our desires and intentions. It's choosing. It's putting that awareness, that prefrontal cortex, if we could think about it, that program, this is where I'm going, this is the program, these are the coordinates, this is what we're doing. But it doesn't do it. The body does it. We have to get out of the chair, walk into the kitchen, open the fridge to prep for making dinner. Our body is the doer. And you've heard me say this before, our body is the storehouse of the unconscious mind. So, if the body is the storehouse of the unconscious mind and the body is the doer, how do we communicate our intentions to our unconscious mind? That's just the big question, isn't it? How do we do it? How do we get its support? How do we get it backing us when we write our to-do list down? Wouldn't that be cool? Well, I tell you, it happens. And I may have shared this, but it's been a very long time, and it's a really good story. We're sharing again. So I had just moved to Austin, been here a short time, few years maybe. And I was making connections with new people via Meetup. I would pick a group, like, oh, they're interested in reading Seth materials. Okay, I'll go there. Check it out. Oh, this one is into meditation. Great, I'll check it out. So I did the rounds on Meetup groups, and then I found the one I really liked. And the leader of it, her name was Jessica. Jessica and I ended up becoming friends after, and we co-facilitated some other Meetup groups. So one of the things we did, we went through books, Artist's Way, we went through all sorts of wonderful experiences, and we gathered a group. She did, with her Meetup expertise and how to write things up. And I said, I would love to share some of the book, Mindful Achiever. What do you think about we do a few like nights based on that? I'll print out the forms, I'll walk everybody through the exercises, we'll do a little centering meditation before we get started. She loved it. She loved the idea. So the first form that's in the book is called Future Possibilities, also known as Wish List. Future Possibilities. It's a wish list. And so everybody, I walked them through how to do it, and they wrote it down. They wrote down at least a page, if not two, of their desires, their wishes, their intentions, their goals, their objectives. And then I said, great job, guys. I'd like you to put that in a safe place, maybe a bedroom drawer or something. You don't need to look at it. In fact, not looking at it is often better, because sometimes we can say, oh, it hasn't happened yet, it's not working. But if we put it in a drawer and we allow right timing and right action, guess who's on the job? Well, we could say unconscious mind, but obviously we know there's source energy, there's God, there's all sorts of support we have to get things done. Our unconscious mind is just the doer, it's the body. And I remember talking to my friend Jessica. It was, I don't know, about a month or so later. We did a few, meetings, and then we dropped it and we went to something else. And I said, hey, Jessica, I think we were out having a meal, or at her home having a meal. I said, whatever happened to your wish list? What I call future possibilities. And she said, oh, yeah, I'll go get it. She ran to her bedroom, opened the drawer, pulled her wish list out, and I heard her say, no way. No way. I'm like, what? She said, several of the things that I wrote down have actually happened. And I was like, yeah, great. Yeah, tell me. One of them was a small one, guys. But, if you're a female and you're listening to this show, sometimes we put off treating ourselves to new undies. That was something on her list, is to buy new undies. Well, she did that. Obviously, that's not wow. But this is the one that was, and still is to me, is boggle book that this happened. So I didn't know this until that day, that Jessica no longer had a driver's license. And I saw that she rode her bike, and I admired her I thought she did it for exercise. I didn't know that she didn't have a driver's license until that day. She had told me that she wrote down to get her driver's license back. And I was like, wow, that's cool. That's cool. Me thinking, you just go down to the DMV, you pay your fee, you have them take a picture, you get your driver's license back. Not so simple for her. I won't go into personal details, but she lost it. And in Austin, Texas, there was a heavy fine or penalty for her to get her license back that prohibited her thousands and thousands of dollars, prohibited her from getting her license back. She had just found out that they wiped that requirement out. And I'm like, that's amazing. So was she able to get her driver's license back? Absolutely. And joyfully did so without having to pay that penalty of thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. So am I saying that's going to happen for you? May not, maybe, but why not try? Why not try? That's one of my favorite exercises. I still do it today for myself, a wish list. And if you want it, you don't have to get the book, guys. If you do want to get the book, great, it's in there. But email me, get on my list, and say, hey, Ariana, in your episode, you were talking about the wish list, future possibilities. I don't know why I changed the name, guys. It's more complex, right? Can I have it? Absolutely, I'll send it to you as a PDF, and you can print it out and just have fun with it. Have fun. So we started this conversation, because I feel like I'm talking with you, about turning thoughts to things, from intention to reality. And I truly believe we can do that. And that's one of the things why I love what I teach, is that when someone has that clarity and alignment and little doubt, or free of doubt, even better. Now, I'm going to talk about Jessica in just a moment, because that was an interesting thing, right? But what can happen is you set the wheels in motion, and you're just going on about your life, and it's happening in the background, orchestrating things. You can fill in the blank, what that means. The God, vortex, source, your unconscious mind, however you want to choose it, Christ consciousness. It's working on your behalf. It's conspiring in good ways to benefit you. So let's talk about Jessica. Did she have doubt? She didn't even think of it in enough light to have doubt. It was just a pure desire. Pure desire. She didn't write down that they waived the thousands and thousands of dollars fee. She didn't do that. She just wrote down the end point of what she wanted is to have her driver's license. That's all. She didn't talk about the how. If you've been listening to me at all, you know I say kick that thought of how will this happen to the curb, my friends. It is the biggest buster of getting what you want. Biggest buster. Don't focus on the how. Write the end point. Not you want the law changed so you don't have to pay fees. No, you want the driver's license. So she didn't have any doubt. She just wrote it down. It was a desire. So can you hold your desires that lightly? I invite you to do that. Can you hold them so lightly that you write them down, you forget what you wrote down, you put it in your top drawer in your bedroom and not look at it? 3 weeks to a month, don't look at it, and then pull it out. I kid you not, how many times I do this little exercise and I look back and I'm like, wow, that was easy. I didn't even have to do any extra work on it. That was easy. So I invite you to do that. Have fun with the exercise and let's practice turning thoughts to things. Let's practice from intention to reality. All right. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Thank you so much for listening. And if there's anyone you think would enjoy the podcast, please forward it to them. I would love to share this with more people. Let's lighten the load, everybody. Let's just lighten the vibration and get the things, our desires, our wishes accomplished. All right. So much love. And remember, as you confirm yourself, you chart your own path to success. Bye for now.